Okay, hello everyone. All right, I hope you're all doing well. Okay, so let's create a small example program to kind of test our knowledge on if statements. All right, so I'm going to create a program that is going to check the age of a user, okay, to see if they are of the right age to, let's say, enter a club, right? So we're going to write a program that is going to serve as the security guard, the security man in front of the club, who is going to ask you, what is your age? And if your age is greater than or equal to 18, then you can go into the club, right? But if your age is less than 18, then you can't go into the club. So we're going to write a simple if statement. Well, it's not simple, right? A small if statement. It's kind of straightforward. So we start with our if clause, and then before that, right, let's just create a couple of variables. So let's set the accepted age, which is 18, right? Anything 18 or above, you can go in. So let's just create a variable and call this accepted age. And let's set it equal to 18. And then for now, since we haven't gotten too much into, accepting user information, automatically, let's just manually store it in a variable. Let's store the user age in a variable. So user age is going to be equal to, let's say for now, we will change this. Let's say for now 4. And then let's start our if statement. So we start with our if clause and we say if the user age, okay, is greater than or equal to. Okay, so this is together, no space between them. It's one operator. It's checking to see if the user age is either greater than, okay, or equal to. So if user age is greater than or equal to the accepted age, we after our Boolean expression, we end it with a condition. We hit enter. You see, notice that it's automatically indented. It's very important that the block of code that you want to run when your if statement is true is indented. It's very important that it's indented and not on the same line as the if. It has to be indented. And if it's more than, if the block of code, or if your code that should run when the Boolean expression is true, if that code, okay, whether it's one line or multiple lines, especially if it's multiple lines, they should all be in line indented, right? So if the user age is greater than or equal to the accepted age, I want to welcome the user to the club. We're going to print a message and say that welcome to the club. And then we can say something like your age, right? So your age of, and then let's use the value. Let's use the value of the variable, your age of. So I'm going to pass these different arguments into the print function. So your age of user age, I'm going to pass in another argument, which is going to be a string. So your age of user age is a valid age. So something like this, right? All right. Just so we can see an example of the backslash, okay, to break multiple lines, let's just do it. So your age, let's say your age of user age is a valid age to enter the club. So we've talked about this because we don't want this is fine, the program will run, but because we don't want this line, okay, to exceed this line over here, this guideline over here. This guideline is a guideline for us not to exceed 80 characters on a single line. Okay, it's a Python standard to not exceed 80 characters on a single line. So I have this line here to guide me. And so because my whole statement has exceeded this line, I'm going to break it into two. It's still the same line, but I'm just going to break it so that it doesn't exceed this line over here. So before I break any line in Python, I'm going to type a backslash. Before you break any line in Python, you type a backslash and you hit enter. So I've kind of broken this line into two, but it's still together, right? I've just kind of separated it just so it fits. It continues on the next line, but I haven't damaged the line. Yes, it's still together. This is just to separate it so I don't exceed this line over here. All right, so anytime you pass argument into the print function this way, they are displayed with a space separating them by default. So this is going to read as welcome to the club, your age of. That's one argument. See, there's a comma here. This is another argument, user age. So it's going to display welcome to the club, your age of space, age, whatever is stored in age. There's another comma here. This is just a line to separate the line. Space is a valid age to enter the club, right? When you pass an argument into the print function by default, they are displayed with a space separating each of those arguments. All right, so let's run the program with these values. So run. Sorry, let me run it again. Sorry. Okay, so it looks like we have an error. Let's see. Let me run the program again. And okay. All right, so we don't have an error. So I didn't realize that I was expecting something to happen. So the reason why nothing is happening is because the user age is not greater than or equal to accepted age. So that's how the if statement works. The only time we're going to see this print statement is when the user age, okay, the content of the user age is greater than or equal to accepted age. Because the user age contains 4, we know the accepted age is 18, and 4 is not greater than, okay, or even equal to accepted age, and that's why we don't see this print statement. It will only run, this print statement will only run when user age is greater than or equal to accepted age. So let's set user age to, let's say, 89, right? 89. And then run the program. Oh, 89 is too much, but let's run the program. Sure. There are some people who are 89 who like to party. So run the program, and now we see, welcome to the club. Your age of 89. See, we are using the value in the statement. Is a valid age to enter the club, right? So let's change this to 18, for example. Run the program. It says, welcome to the club. Your age of 18 is a valid age to enter the club. But as soon as we change it to something that's less than 18, when I run the program, nothing happens, because this if statement will only work if, okay, or the contents, the block of code in this statement will only work if the user age is greater than or equal to the accepted age, which is 18. So right now, there's nothing that's going to happen if the user age is not greater than or equal to accepted age, and we will talk about that in the coming videos. There's another control structure that allows us to write code for what should happen if this is false. Right now, we're only doing stuff for when this is true. We're only writing code for when user age is greater than or equal to 18. What if the user age is less than 18? There's another control structure that allows us to write code, okay, for what is going to happen when this is false, okay? So this is just a small example program to help us understand. You know, it's also simple. It can be hard depending, but just go through it, and then you will you have a better sense of it. We'll have more practice going forward, so it should get easier going forward. So if you have any questions, please comments down below, and I'll do everything to respond to them. Thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time with the next video. All right then, bye bye.